Okay, so, tomorrow's Easter. That was cool. Last night I went to church with my grandparents. My grandparents are Catholic, and because all good Catholics only go to church on Good Friday and Easter, it was completely packed. First of all, it's a huge chapel. It's like ginormous. And they had seats outside of the actual chapel to accommodate for all of the people. Okay, so I sit down next to my grandma, and like out over to my left, there's a woman in like this red veil, which first off is really cool. So she's over there and she comes and she sits down in the pew behind me, like right directly behind me, and like, which, you know, so she starts praying, which you have to get up and on the edge of the pew to do. I don't know why. So she is like she's like this right next to me. Like, I mean, sure, I mean, whatever, I understand. It's one of those situations where there's just no place I could move. Like, she had to be right next to me. She could have moved, but instead she just prayed next to me for, not even exaggerating, half an hour. First 2 minutes, fine, you know, you're praying, you're really into your prayer. You do not pray for half an hour unless you are paid to pray for half an hour. Oh my goodness, so that happened. During the entire service, there were only about 3 things I could think of. First being that the girls on the pew in front of me needed better fitting jeans, because their jeans were rather large, and I was kind of like, hey, I know you're Catholic, but doesn't mean your butt can't look nice. The second thing was how much the church looked like an octagonal pyramid. I don't know if it was done for like acoustics, but it looked like a pyramid. And the last thing was how incredibly long the service was. I mean, don't get me wrong, Episcopalian, used to long services, but 2 hours, 15 minutes is stretching it for me. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just fact. You know, all in all, it was a fine service. There was one part, however, they were like reading through like the Understanding the Eucharist book or whatever that they had, and the deacon kept going, now we kneel, and we would kneel, and then like 2 seconds later you go, now we stand, and we'd stand. And I thought it was a joke at first, but they did it 20 other times. I started to realize it wasn't funny, and trust me when I say, when the deacon said to kneel, ain't nobody in that church but red veil behind me kneeling. We all sat down. So anyway, after that we went out to dinner with my grandparents and my large family, and that was cool. We went to Papados. I like Papados, I guess. But we sat outside, and like, this is like 10 at night. Like, we ate at 10 at night. And there's this group of like college dropouts, like 8 people sitting next to us, and they are loud and vulgar and drunk like a fish. Oh my goodness. At one point, one of the chicks started singing We Are Young by Fun. I was like, sweetheart, you're 35, drunk out of your mind, at a Papados with 7 of your best drinking buddies. Your life ain't going nowhere. Yeah. So happy Easter. Do you guys remember Tommy? Can I just start by saying Tommy is the smartest and funniest 7-year-old I've ever met in my entire life. So apparently I was talking to my dad the other day, and he goes, Dad, is there more than one God? And my dad goes, why do you want to know? And Tommy was talking about how, well, I follow the belief of Neptune. At this point in the story, my brother Tommy has confirmed himself as a devout follower of Neptune, which I think is pretty funny and cool at the same time. So my dad tells him that, well, nobody's really believed in Neptune for a really long time, Tommy. And to which Tommy countered with, well, kings believe in Neptune.